do you think people that are not necessarily all in, like I have a lot of students, many, thank God, who, took the plunge, decided at some point, whether they were inspired here or elsewhere, we helped them along their journey to live a fully, Torah mitzvot life. Does someone have to be all in to get that happiness? Or can they listen to a Charlie Harary like episode on one of your amazing podcasts, or go to one of your talks, or read your book and get like a little something there? Or is it really like, yeah, okay, it's a little nice little something, but it's really not going to affect you very much?
It's a great question. It's a great question. And the answer is yes and yes, in my opinion. Meaning, inspiration and happiness is a dynamic process in life. And it takes place through different avenues. And for some people, in order to delve into it, there needs to be sort of almost a non-committal way of doing it to make them
Mm-hmm.
feel comfortable. And as soon as something becomes too committee, I'm making up words committee, but you know what I mean. There's almost like a pushback
Mm-hmm.
in which they can't fully appreciate it. As soon as someone says you have to be somewhere, you don't got to be anywhere. You don't want to be there. And the minute it becomes your choice, it becomes easier.
Mm-hmm.
However, when you're not all in on something, what happens is, you see, your brain's an incredible mechanism given to us by God to survive, in my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
The goal of the brain is to survive. That's the default of the brain, survival. So it conserves energy. So it chooses comfort. So it hoards when needs to hoard,
Mm-hmm.
right? Giving is the system override. Taking is what is intuitive. And so if you look around at all these studies on cognitive overload, what you find is what cognitive overload is as soon as it gets hard to think about something, my brain naturally wants to not do it. And it's designed that way because if your brain
Mm-hmm.
is always conserving energy, then if you ever need it, because there's danger, you have enough energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a survival technique. So what's happening is if you're always in a state of comfort, you're always in a state of having. But when you're ever in a state of exhaustion, now you're vulnerable. However, and here's the problem, survival is antithetical to greatness because greatness requires exhaustion, it requires pushing self, it requires expanding to new territories in your mind. You can't do that if you're always preparing for survival.
Yeah.
So God gives us a brain and says, here, my gift, you'll survive for the most part. Don't do anything dumb. Okay, listen, something happens outside you, okay. But like if you're just living a regular life and you don't do anything dumb, you'll survive. You want greatness? That's your choice. Like that's you. Like
Right.
you gotta download the new application and you gotta work through it. It's really hard to engage in the depth of something if you're not willing to be all in that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because what
Mm-hmm.
happens is if you're not all in, as soon as you come up against discomfort, your brain goes, I'm out. But all the value, all the gains are in the discomfort, right? When
Mm-hmm.
you're dating somebody, if you're not willing to say I'm all in, you're not gonna survive the discomfort of the relationship. But
Yeah.
the only way you could become one with a human being that's not you is through discomfort. Like you can't mold into one person. Two
And,
people
and
can't
and
become one unless they go. So as soon as you get to that place of I'm not committing, what's happening is you are preventing yourself. You'll have some happiness, you'll have some good times, but the depth, the
right.
stuff that you can't
Right.
articulate, the stuff that makes it amazing, you can't get to because that only comes post discomfort. And as soon as you get to discomfort, your brain will go, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, we're not doing that.
Yes, you have to basically fight against a certain default, you're saying, cognitively, that we all have, of just being comfortable. So what do you
Exactly.
what have you found is helpful in pushing people? And I say pushing not in a coercive kind of way, but in an inspiring way. In inspiring, I should just use the word. What have you found successful in inspiring people to get out of their comfort zone? Let's say, it could be taking on a new project at work, taking on a new mitzvah, doing something that you weren't raised to do. And that's not necessarily comfortable, but if you don't, as you said, make yourself vulnerable and you don't, put yourself out of that place, that default of comfort, because the brain just doesn't want to work harder other than what it has to do to survive, you're saying. What motivates people?
So there's really two things. One is a series that I just put out called mind hacks, hacking your mind to achieve your goals, right? So what I found was I wrote a book about it called Unlocking Greatness. But
Hmm.
sometimes it's hard to read through the whole book. So I actually put a series out.
It's a great book,
Thank you,
Unlocking Greatness.
thank you,
Charlie
Baruch.
Harary. Seriously,
Thank
excellent
you.
book. Yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Thank you. So I put out this thing. It's 10 minutes. It's 20 classes of 10 minutes each. And the goal of this is there's two ways to approach this. One way is to understand how your brain works. A lot of times the reason why people don't succeed is because they think if they just make a resolution, it'll work. And it doesn't. Your brain isn't built to make resolutions. Your brain is neuroplastic. It's built for repetition. So to understand how your willpower works and how you align that with repetitive thought, that's how your brain shifts and changes. And that's why habits and rituals are so powerful. When you look at the lives of
Mm,
great people, they don't make a lot of resolutions. They have a lot of rituals, lots of habits and rituals, because they understand that for your brain to adapt to something, you have to do it repetitively. So if you those who go into the series, you'll get all the details. But really the way change should happen is you see something that you want, right? And that it's a moment of truth. And that's the problem. The problem is that inspiration is an emotion that you feel
hmm
and you have it. And what inspiration is supposed to be doing is giving you clarity because life is so busy that it's hard to see clearly. But when you slow it down, and especially now it's much worse. I mean, there are people that are always inspired, and you go, how come he's always inspired? The answer usually is because they put themselves around moments that allow for inspiration,
hmm
right?
hmm
When you read a book
or places,
or places,
environments,
exactly. For
people,
example,
places, and things.
but
Yeah.
when you read a book, let's say, you put yourself in a place where you're reading a book on outside somewhere. So you're in a place where you're reading, so your brain's working slower and you're someplace that works and it's slower and you're in a park or in a house so you can think the soul has more expression that your
hmm
soul, which is a constant state of spirituality, has expression to breathe. If you take that same book and you put it into a podcast and listen to it on two and it's on the subway and you're like, I wasn't inspired. Yeah, the book was inspiring, but your environment did not allow an
mm.
expression of inspiration. So what
So it's not.
happens is,
So it's not just the content. It's also how you choose to approach the content.
oh, it's
The
almost
speed.
always,
Yeah.
yeah, it's almost always the context. In fact, that's the problem. Is people think that Judaism is a great example. People think that
hmm
Judaism is uninspiring because usually they heard it when they were 12, and some authority was saying you can't. So you take you can't, and you don't know why, and you have to, and you can't leave. Yeah, it's gonna stink. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you would have rolled that back, and it would have been an environment in which you understood what it was, and you were more mature, and you put the context differently, that same act, that same ritual, that same mitzvah, that same piece of Torah will be like, holy cow, it's changing my life.
Yeah.
So context is everything.
hmm
And whenever you're in a context in which you are uninspired, when you hit inspiration, which if you notice always happens, or usually happens, when you shift context. You get
hmm
inspired by weddings or God forbid funerals. You get
hmm
inspired by Rosh Hashanahs, Yom Kippurs, or songs, right? Why does that work for? Because the song takes you to a new place. You put on your
hmm
earphones, noise cancellation, you hear the song, and now you're there. So what's happening is your context shifted. And in the context shift, there's expression to your soul. And what happens is you see clearly. And that's what inspiration is. It's like a moment of vision. And if you say to someone you're inspired, you'll see at the moment of inspiration, they never say, I want to become. They say, I am. I could be
hmm
this. Like, I could eat like this. I can talk like this. Like, it's not like I wish. If you listen closely, when someone walks into let's take an easy example. Let's take health. Okay,
hmm
let's take somebody who's like super healthy and they look great, they look fit, whatever. They walk into a room. Person looks and goes, "Man, I'm so out of shape." That's not inspiring, right? They see something, but when someone has inspiration and they go, "I can do that," that's inspiring. It's the same context. I should be better in this area, but when it comes through inspiration, it feels like I can.
mm
Now, at that
hmm
moment, what you're feeling is an emotion and it feels so clear, so much so that you're like, I can do this, no problem. And off you go. Go to the gym, stop eating bad food, pass on dessert. You're because it's so clear to you that this is because it is who you are.